More fools are being born every fucking day.
Tonight's show is brought to you by...
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ray Robinson here with a very important public service announcement. You probably know me from my days running the boards on the basketball court. Or maybe you just listen to me every Friday night doing the same thing on the Vegas Victory Show with Vinny V. But what you might not know is my biggest rebound ever still hasn't happened yet. And that rebound is coming back from getting caught being on drugs. A couple weeks ago, I got caught red-handed, smoking sherm and huffing paint right there on the job. And I gotta tell you, except for, maybe that gay mess, there ain't nothing more embarrassing and damaging to your career than that. So if you're one of the youth of America, take it from me, Ray Robinson, and don't fall into the same trap. You never know when you might get tested, so have a plan. You could borrow some PP from your friends or something, and keep that PP in your refrigerator. Just make sure you don't take no PP from friends that you're doing drugs with. And if you do have to take a piss test, well, if you buy a rubber ding-dong that you can run the clean piss through, it's no problem, baby. And you can keep that in your pants all the time. And, everybody's got a ding-dong. And know how long the different drugs stay in your system, so you know if you're gonna piss dirty. And last of all, only do drugs with good friends that you really trust. And make sure that you got some blackmail on them for it. Sorry? What do you mean I'm supposed to tell them no drugs at all? That's crazy, man. Come on, they're kids. All right, I'll tell them. Actually, scratch all that. Just don't do drugs at all. And if you get caught, it's your own damn fault.
This has been a message from the Ad Council and the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Free drugs. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love free drugs.
Welcome to episode 44 of the War on Morons, where we speak truth to stupidity. I'm Jay.
And I'm Anissa, and just like every week, we are locked, loaded, and ready to take aim at those brainless bozos all those mainstream news shows won't touch.
Yep, and it's been one heck of an eventful week in media hypocrisy, government dumbassery, Florida man insanity, stupid criminal shenanigans, riot lunacy. I mean, we've got more than enough to talk about tonight.
Absolutely. But before we get into the headlines, we do want to remind you, as always, to subscribe to our RSS feed for free at thewaronmorons.podbean.com so you never miss an episode, or follow us on YouTube, Twitch, DLive, or Facebook.com/waronmorons to watch our live video stream every Monday night.
Yep, that's right. And if you're watching now live, first of all, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. And secondly, we'd love to talk with you. So call in our hotline. Of course, the number's 813-906-9099 to catch us live on the air. Or you can leave a voicemail if you don't catch us. But better yet, cut right past the line. Just get to us in the comments down below.
Absolutely. Now, let's get into it. What do you got first in this week's Top Moron?
Oh, man, we've got so much to choose from this week. I figured we'd go back to the Florida of the field. We could do that game again this week. I've got some absolutely unbelievable dumb criminal stories this week. But I figured, with it, coming out of the conventions, let's just get all the political stuff out of the way in the first block. And then we can get to the other stuff later on. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Perfect. So I'm going to start off with some truly shocking news. CNN, of course, CNN's anchor, Don Lemon, has done a complete 180. The partisan...
Really?
Oh, you would not believe this. The partisan news host has finally decided, thankfully, that rioting just might be a bad thing. What caused this sudden change of heart after, pretty much everybody on CNN spent the entire summer cheerleading and instigating left-wing protesters to burn American cities to the ground? Well, it wasn't the fact that they were burning American cities to the ground. Don Lemon is just worried that the riots are helping Trump in the polls.
Wow. Okay, that is low. I mean, really, there's, people getting killed in the streets. Small businesses are being burned and looted. I mean, the country is being completely destabilized. Tons of people are getting arrested.
Yeah, they like that part. They love that part on CNN. That's why they've been rooting for it for the last couple months. But then they saw some poll numbers that they didn't like, and they're worried that the voters aren't going to blame Trump. So this guy, Don Lemon, he actually went on the air a few days ago, very, very heartfelt, delivery. And he's like, the rioting has to stop. Listen to me, we've got to stop burning everything down, we've got to stop looting, we've got to stop killing everybody, because it's showing up in polling and in focus groups.
Wow. Right idea, wrong intention. Good to know they've got their priorities in order over there.
Hey, as long as they stop doing this, I honestly don't care why.
Honestly. Now, one city where the riots have had a major impact is Portland, which was once a charming city known for its hip, artistic residents. I mean, I used to watch people go to Portland on Food Network, and all I knew about it was they had voodoo donuts.
And put a bird on it.
Right.
Yeah.
But in a turn that no one saw coming, the hipsters who previously spent their days tending to ironic mustaches and making furniture out of mason jars or whatever the hell they did have now weaponized and are violently destroying their own city.
Yeah, newsflash, it turns out it is possible to drink too many PBRs. Portland hipsters, switch to non-alcoholic beer or something. You're burning your city down.
Yikes. Well, their most recent move is one of their most shocking. They are throwing railroad spikes and, get this, balloons filled with human shit at police officers.
Okay, that might be crossing. I've seen some really crazy stuff lately. I mean, I've seen, beating business owners to death. I mean, that's a terrible thing. I saw that they were trying to, seal up the police department and burn everybody inside. That's fucked off. But human shit balloons? I know they're famous for, handcrafted goods or whatever, but I just can't picture, who in Antifa or BLM or whatever, whose job is it to sit there squatting in the balloons all does he have to, eat a bunch of fiber and drink some fruit juice?
Oh, God. Stop it. It's disgusting.
Hold on, man. I'm almost done, bro. I got 15 shit balloons, but I know I need some more. Pass the Raisin Bran.
Oh my God, it's so disgusting. I just can't get over it. I just wonder how many ceramic studios they had to shut down in order to set up the production of the human shit balloon factory. It's ridiculous. It sounds honestly like a Portlandia sketch, and I think that I should start an online petition to bring back Portlandia just to cover nonsense like this.
Oh man, if only it was like Portlandia again. They were mostly harmless then. But anyway, speaking of disease-spreading bags of shit, failed New York Governor Andrew Cuomo is back in the news. He's hitting the press junket this fall to publicize his forthcoming book. Andrew Cuomo, he found time, amidst this whole coronavirus crisis that he's, trying to be such a big leader in. He found time to write a book. I'm sure it's going to be a New York Times bestseller. Unfortunately, it's not a confession and it's not a resignation, but it's actually a self-congratulatory screed. It's called American Crisis: Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic.
Leadership lessons?
Yes.
Wow, that's a bold one. I mean, didn't more people die in his state than in all but 2 other entire countries?
Oh, yeah. Maybe that's one of the leadership lessons. I can see it now. Chapter 2, decreasing the surplus population and destroying private sector competition via disease warfare and illogical shutdowns.
You know, I knew this guy was confident when he felt like he could run for governor of New York successfully despite having, like, clearly visible nipple rings, which, you know, okay, that takes a lot of confidence. But can you imagine having this level of self-confidence? I mean, like, he's practically like a Batman villain. Like, he has no idea that his COVID response was a disaster.
Oh, he's got no idea. Like, he literally, like, he's got a pile of dead bodies. And I mean, some people are blaming him, and I don't really want to get into all that on a comedy show, but any way you look at it, you look at New York State, you look at Cuomo's leadership, and there's, like, tens of thousands of people that are dead. Whether it's his fault, whether it's not his fault, more people died in New York than anywhere else. And this guy thinks he's a hero because of it. Like, what's next? Like, I've got an idea. A parenting guide from Casey Anthony.
Oh, wow.
How about an engineering handbook from a guy that designed the Hindenburg? Maybe we could go all the way back and get some investment strategy from the Indians who traded Manhattan for a handful of beads and trinkets.
Wow. You know what? You might be onto something there. It's like a whole new genre.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Well, look, while we're on the topic of people who are unqualified to speak on their chosen area of expertise, the Democratic National Convention's Native American Caucus meeting featured none other than Elizabeth Warren as a speaker.
How?
Oh. How?
How? She's still like writing that. Like, everybody, like, Liz, we know you're not an Indian. Like, honestly, if you were, it wouldn't like change anything about you. Why are you doing this? Why do you keep doing this? It's ridiculous. You look like any, like, suburban white grandma in fucking Vermont.
She's had so many opportunities to jump ship from this. I mean, the rest of her party has jumped on to, like, you know, coronavirus and Black Lives Matter.
Oh, no, I heard that she's actually getting in on the virus thing, too. She's come out very strongly against smallpox.
Stop it!
Let's just move on from fucking Liz Warren. In fact, let's go to the other side of the political spectrum. I mean, we make fun of the liberals a lot on this show, but there's some kooky shit that happens on the right, too.
Amen.
Let's start at the top. So President Trump is making waves among the fringe of his base. He's driving his detractors crazy, so I don't entirely hate it.
I'm gonna regret asking, but what is he doing now?
Oh, maybe you missed this one. This is amazing. So, according to some people, Trump is openly embracing the QAnon movement.
Bold.
Yeah, so apparently he's gotten into 8chan. This got into the
not a far leap from Twitter. Let's be honest.
Well, maybe it's because they started fucking with his Twitter account so much. He's like, hey, let me check out the deeper web here. So this all started, at least this all reached the mainstream headlines when he voiced his support for a self-proclaimed QAnon congressional candidate. So there's this woman running for Congress. I mean, anybody can fucking run for Congress. I mean, we just talked about Liz Warren. For instance, I think she's in the Senate, but same difference. But anyway, there's a Republican running for Congress. I think she's from Georgia, and she's like openly just like, "Yep, QAnon's real. I do believe that there's lizard people that are trafficking children. I know that Hillary Clinton is, you know, a vampire, and Donald Trump is secretly working with JFK Jr., who faked his death 20 years ago to stop this."
What a fucking platform!
I mean,
honestly,
it's fun stuff. It's fun stuff. I mean, I'm not completely against conspiracies, but I mean,
I want a pin from that campaign. Like, I wanted to have like lizard people on it and Mothman. Like, I really want that collectible pin.
Just go to the InfoWars shop. And you can support. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit off track. So anyway, NBC News, they thought they were going for a gotcha moment. So they asked Trump point blank at like a presidential press conference. They asked him for his thoughts on the movement. That he basically asked him, "Do you believe in this movement? Do you really believe that a satanic cult of pedophiles and cannibals are working to take down America? And are you fighting against them?"
So this is what journalism has come to.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, look, it doesn't matter what people are saying. I mean, they can believe any kind of crazy shit as they want. I mean, it's not like he's going out there in his campaign ads like, Joe Biden is a reptile man. That's why he keeps that's why he can't keep his hands off those small children. He smells their blood. It hungers and arouses him. Like, I haven't seen any of that on a Trump ad. But this NBC News...
You said, honestly.
Why not? I mean, he would lock down the 65-plus demo. But anyway, this reporter actually asked him this, and the best part is Trump's response. He was just like, wait, is that supposed to be a bad thing?
You know what? I gotta give it to him. That's a pretty smooth way to handle such a jacked up question.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, if there actually were interdimensional child-eating vampires trying to control the world, Donald Trump is like, well, obviously, I would definitely be against that if it was real. And apparently...
And clearly, NBC News is on Team Cannibal.
Absolutely. So, just watch out. Next time you're in New York, I wouldn't go anywhere near the NBC News building with a small child.
Yikes. Looks like we're getting a
Thank
call
God.
here.
All right. Area code 702. Awesome. You want to take this one?
I guess I'll pick it up. I'll go with this one. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, this is Bob Baker, and I'm proud to say I'm calling from Henderson, Nevada.
Interesting. Okay, well, thanks for calling in, Bob. Gotta say, you sound a little familiar. Have you called in before?
Oh, no, man. You guys keep bringing it up. You keep bringing up the past, man. Yeah, I used to call the show. I used to say, like, my name is the Desert Fox, and I'm in the high desert, and I didn't tell you any details, and I used to be really paranoid, man, but I'm not like that anymore. I'm not scared. I don't believe in any crazy theories. So you can scream it to the world. Bob Baker, Henderson, Nevada. I live on Silver Strings Way.
Okay, Bob. Great. Glad to hear you turned some things around.
Yeah.
Now, what made you decide to call in today?
Oh, man, I heard you guys talking about that QAnon stuff, man. You can't, I got really worried because it's like you're on here propagating and disseminating, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be somebody out there that's going to hear these theories and they're going to fall into the rabbit hole that I just crawled out of, brother. They're going to be like, oh, man, interdimensional reptoids, they are running the universe. And Hillary Clinton, she does drink adrenochrome. Just look up Frazzle Drip, man. There's a video. It's her and Huma Abedin. They rip the face off of a little girl and they drink the adrenochrome. You know what I mean?
Bob, I don't think we're propagating any of that stuff. It sounds like you kind of are, but
oh no, man, I don't believe in any of that. Sure, there's a video of Hillary and Huma torturing some little kid, but it could have been for a movie they were working on. Maybe Hillary was working on a movie for the Sci-Fi Channel and they just didn't finish the production yet. That could have been from a Sharknado movie or something. I think it was a coincidence.
Okay,
yeah.
Well,
anything can be explained. There's no such thing as conspiracy. There's no such thing as an Illuminati. You're talking about this QAnon, Donald Trump's out there giving out secret messages like he's some kind of super spy or something. That's crazy. Anybody that believes in that, they're a lunatic. He's not a spy, man. He's a time traveler. Everybody knows that, man. Yeah.
He's a time traveler?
Yeah, man. They put it in a book. It's from like 100 years ago. It's called The Last President. It's more of a documentary, but they went back and they went back to the beginning of the 20th century to get it published. And it tells you how Donald Trump, and really it's not even Donald, it's Barron Trump. Donald Trump died back in the 80s. This is Barron Trump, his kid. He went back in time to the 80s to replace his dad, and that's when he decided he wanted to be the president. And that's, there's no John F. Kennedy Jr., no QAnon. You got to go on 8chan, man. You just got to read the book. It's in the book. Jeez.
Yeah, no, Bob. I mean, that's a pretty wild theory you got there.
No, don't say it. Don't say. I'm not a conspiracy theorist anymore, man. It's just I read a lot of information on the internet and I learn things. But it's not crazy if it's on the internet. If I read it there, it just means I'm studying all the facts. I'm putting them together. I'm not doing any kind of crazy analysis or anything. You know what I mean, man?
So what you're saying is you'll believe any theory that anybody puts out into the internet. You just don't make up
only if it's only if it's true. I used to just my mind got all scrambled, from probably I tell you, they tell me I used a nerve agent. Back in Iraq, I was there in the 90s, and I can tell you, man, there was chemicals in the bombs. It scrambled up my brain. It made me susceptible to all kinds of wild, fanciful, but I don't do that anymore, brother. Like, I gotta tell you, like this coronavirus thing, everybody says, it's a secret, it's a hoax, and Bill Gates is using it to try to take over the minds of America. And inject everybody with these vaccines that'll call the population and they'll track our every movement. But, it's a coronavirus. I mean, all you got to do is you read Dean Koontz. He talked about this back in the 80s, and he wasn't predicting the future. He was a time traveler. I'm having trouble keeping it all straight. I mean, I read it on Above Top Secret the other day.
Okay. Bob,
Dean Koontz I remember. I remember. It's, that song by Foreigner?
Oh, no.
It goes, the song, cold as ice, right? Like, yeah, you're as cold as ice, willing to sacrifice our love,
Okay, Bob, this is really weird.
Well, see, it's a cold. The coronavirus is a cold, and ICE, they're like the immigration services. They take everybody away and make them go back to their country or whatever. The immigration people, right? Well, like the secret pedophiles, they're using the coronavirus code to use the ICE agents to take them all and make them go to the DUMBs, to the deep underground military bases. I read that one on the internet too, and then somebody took.
Bob.
Well, oh man,
Stop.
It's true.
Going on the internet. You are.
I can't. What do you want me to go outside? I might catch a coronavirus.
Bob, I think you're making a lot of connections here, or reading people's connections that really don't exist, and you need to get a hobby.
No, my God! Next thing you know, you're going to tell me that if I go outside, I'm not going to die of a coronavirus. You sound like one of these conspiracy people, man.
Bob, I can't take it anymore. I got.
Let me tell the people one last thing. Whatever you do, don't believe anything you think. Believe everything that you read, man.
Okay, that's terrible advice. Goodbye.
Okay, that was a lot to unpack. Let's just move on to a guessing game that's a lot less confusing and a lot more fun.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm talking about Florida or the field.
Yeah, I need a mind wipe after that. Anyway, if you haven't tuned in before, or if you only seen the last couple shows, we've got this awesome game called Florida or the Field, where we take turns reading the craziest news headlines of the week. and we challenge ourselves to guess whether they happened in Florida or anywhere else in the world.
And it is worth mentioning that I'm the reigning champion.
Whatever. That's not important. The reigning champion. What do you want, a title belt or something?
Absolutely. I want a crown, because a title belt wouldn't be visible on this platform, so crown would be a lot more appropriate for the type of filming equipment we use.
Whatever. Let's just get to it. So I'll start it off. So my first headline of the week, Florida versus Field, is men broke into home while wearing GPS ankle monitors.
Wow. Okay, coming in hot.
Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit of details on this one. So a group of men already on pretrial release for previous offenses are behind a string of burglaries. They carried these burglaries out while wearing ankle monitors that track their locations. Authorities seized more than $150,000 in cash, an AK-47, a Smith & Wesson handgun, cell phones, iPads, jewelry, so on, and a bunch of other loot that they stole. And they're being accused of being part of a criminal organization committing burglaries, armed burglaries, fraud, gun thefts, and, an assortment of other, felonies across the area.
Now, quick question.
Yeah.
Has it been reported whether or not they plan to plead guilty or not guilty?
It doesn't say so in this article, but I don't think it really helps when they can just look at, the judge can say, well, let me just check and see where your locations were since you dutifully have left your GPS monitors on. Oh, weird. You were in every single home that was robbed. That's such a bizarre coincidence.
That is so funny. I just can't, what did they think the ankle monitors were? Like,
maybe they thought it was fucking bling.
Yeah, right? Like a court-ordered ankle bracelet? Like, what did you think? Gosh. This one's tough, because I really could see it happening in Florida, but it's not crazy enough that I'm immediately like, this is definitely Florida. Screw it. I'll go with Florida.
You were this close to getting it wrong. Don't... yeah, of course it was Florida. They're not this stupid anywhere else. It was South Florida. All over South Florida. I want to say it was Hollywood as the epicenter of this, but either way.
The thing that gave it away for me was the fact that they had so many guns. And I was like, what states are people so heavily armed that you would need guns to pull this off? Because a stupid criminal anywhere else might not go that heavily armed. Honestly,
I'm surprised they were able to steal as much stuff as they did without getting shot themselves. I mean, this is a stand your ground state.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got a good one for you.
Okay.
Let's see if you can figure it out. So the headline is, woman quits job to earn 6 figures a month acting as a dog on OnlyFans.
Acting as a dog?
Yes. So, this is a 21-year-old named Jenna Phillips who was working as an optician for the past 2 years. So she had a good job.
Optician? That's a dead-end career. You kidding me?
I don't know. It might be a little better than playing fetch for perverts online, but, that's just me. She started posting the kinky content on OnlyFans where she acts like a puppy dog. And she's quoted as saying, "I've always acted like a puppy, but not in a sexual way at first."
Wait, so just in general?
Apparently, ever since she was a child, she liked to be told she was a good girl, and she liked to be petted like a puppy, and I don't know.
This is why, you got to be careful raising your kids. I can just see this, little Jenna growing up. Dad's like, "Oh, hey, can you go fetch the paper?" She runs back with the fucking newspaper in her mouth. She takes shits on the floor. I mean, yeah.
Yikes. Well, some online apparently she was using OnlyFans prior to post some more vanilla content. But some online friends from Chicago suggested, hey, why don't you do pet play? And once she did, her followers surged. So she's posting videos all the time now of herself, like playing fetch, wearing a leash, getting belly rubs. She does this stuff in public too. It's not like this is like all done in her living room. Like she's going out and about on the town, getting filmed for weirdos online, acting like a dog, and it's now her full-time job.
I don't even know how to, like, process something like this. Like, I mean, I know that we live in a clown world now. I know that people are really fucked off in the head, but this just seems too weird. Like,
it is weird.
People pay money for this.
She's not hurting anyone. She doesn't use any real dog in her videos, although she does apparently get requests, which is gross. But she's not hurting anyone. It's just really, really weird.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of feel like this might even be... Like, it's not too weird for Florida, but I feel like it's a different kind of weird. Like, this is some shit that they'd be doing in, like, California or something.
Good guess. So this was... I tried to give you a little bit of a hint. It is weird, and this actually takes place in Austin, Texas. So she is doing her part to keep Austin.
So I was right. Texas, she's in California.
Practically.
I mean, Austin's basically been annexed by fucking California. So you're not fooling anybody, Joe Rogan. We know you're part of an invasion force. Anyway, I've got a good one for you. Wrong way driver stopped and ticketed, then arrested for immediately driving back onto the wrong side of road. So
wait, this is confusing. You're gonna have to give me some more background here.
I mean, it's. I got a headache kind of trying to picture this one, so I'll read the details. So this happened in the morning. It was about 11 o'clock a.m. A police officer observed a Ford sedan driving on the wrong side of the roadway, which is scary, but it happens. So the officer...
At least the officer caught them, like...
Yeah. So, like, the officer saw it, luckily it wasn't, to report to the scene of an accident.
Right.
He stopped the car and conducted an enforcement stop at the intersection. And as a result of the stop, the driver was determined to be the 65-year-old woman. She was issued a citation for violations of the state vehicle code. And she was released. He decided to give her another chance. He figured, hey, everybody makes mistakes. She just happened to be driving on the wrong side of the road in the middle of the day. Whatever.
Pretty freaking generous.
Yeah.
I mean, yikes.
Yeah, they say the police are terrible, but I mean, look at this. I mean, he was very lenient. It turns out he shouldn't have been. Because as soon as this woman starts her car again, she proceeds right back onto the road and immediately starts driving the wrong way. The cop had not even started driving away himself. I can only imagine what was going through his head, but of course he just puts the sirens right back on, he pulls her over again, and hopefully he didn't let her back on the road a third time.
Wow. I mean, this one, honestly, I think it's funny to picture, but it's pretty sad in reality. Like, one of two things is happening. This old woman, I mean, she's not that old. She's only 65, but she's clearly either had enough and is looking for, she's either looking for, a bucket list, type opportunity to get put in jail.
What's her bucket list? To die in a head-on collision?
Or she's looking to die. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's just over it. Or, she might just have dementia. So honestly, crazy, but she should definitely not be allowed to drive away. This one, I am so tempted to say Florida, just because we have so many 65-year-old bad drivers here. I mean, it would not be out of place. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to double down on that. This has to be Florida.
I would have guessed the same thing. I've literally seen this happen multiple times in Florida. Not the fact that they drive back onto the wrong side of the road, but you got to watch out for people going in the wrong direction down here. But this actually happened in California.
Wow. That explains why the police officer was so lenient, though.
It's probably his orders. Unless they have already pulled a gun out and shot you in the face, you are not to arrest them. You can't even give them a ticket.
Right. Gotta let them go.
Yeah. Yeah, this was, I think it was Fontana, California. I'm not sure exactly where that is, but yeah.
Wow. Scary stuff. Glad it's not here. All right. I've got a good one for you. Actually, kind of along the same vein. The police are not having good luck with drivers, apparently, this week, because my headline is, man tried to crash into a crime scene van. Deputies had to stun him. So, detective... Wait, go ahead.
He did this on purpose?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. I'd love to hear the details on this one.
Oh, you're going to. Okay, so there was a detective. He was on the highway driving the van. I mean, obviously the van has to get from crime scene to crime scene. So the deputy was just driving along the highway. He noticed, kind of in his rearview mirror, that there was this white Camaro passing traffic without using a signal. And he was like, oh, it seems a little aggressive. Then the Camaro went to pass the van, and the officer actually had to swerve the van because otherwise the Camaro definitely would have clipped him. So, the van turned its lights on, sirens are going in an attempt to pull the Camaro driver over because he's like, obviously this guy is a hazard on the road. The driver of the Camaro decided not to pull off the side of the road and instead whipped his car around and started charging right at the van in an attempt to crash into it. When officers finally did get the Camaro to stop, they had to try to pull the driver out of the car. He was not cooperating. They ended up having to stun him with a stun gun.
Jesus.
Sounds like something straight out of... Why am I blanking on the video game? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, Grand Theft Auto?
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say it sounds like an action movie. It doesn't sound like a very good action movie. I can't really figure out his motivations. Did they have some evidence in there? He was trying to, blow it up or something?
That's a good... I wonder...
I mean, I can think of much better ways than ramming a fucking Camaro into a van. I don't see this going well for him. There's nothing really in the story that gives me a clear clue where this happened, though. Honestly, I think that the type of car, the Camaro, I don't see a lot of Camaros down here. I don't know. I'm sure they're here. I'm kind of clueless. Here's the clue. I think if this happened in Florida, they wouldn't have tased him. They would have just opened fire on the vehicle. I mean, remember when the guy stole the post office truck or whatever?
Right.
They're just like, all right, guys, we've been waiting for this.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Yeah, making light of a shitty situation, but I'm just gonna guess not Florida because they didn't blow the guy away.
Okay, fair logic. You are wrong, but I'll explain why. Because I think if this happened in any other part of Florida, your logic would have been spot on, and you would have gotten this correct. But this took place in the Florida Keys, and we all know that the Florida Keys are kind of their own thing. So I think that's why they were so laid back with this guy, to be honest.
This seems like a really extreme thing to have. You know what? I don't think he was trying to ram the van. He probably just wanted him to get the fuck out of his way. You ever drive down to the Keys?
Yeah, there's a 1-lane highway.
Yeah,
it is.
It sucks. You can't, if you want to go fast, and I'm not a speed racer, but I like to drive a little faster than a police van would normally be going. It's pretty frustrating. Sometimes you get stuck behind somebody going 50 miles an hour, and it's a ways to get down there. It takes 2 or 3 hours to just get to the first one.
Is it really worth whipping your car around and trying to ram it into the police van?
To be fair, he was probably on cocaine.
I mean, yes, exactly. that probably had a factor.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, speaking of being under the influence, this next story is great. For refusing a drink with the boss, he was slapped in the face.
Oh. That almost sounds like sexual harassment.
Yeah, now this really weird article. No, it wasn't that kind of drink. So here's the story. So the new guy did not drink during a company.
Really?
Yeah, he was out at a company dinner. He worked at a bank, and the bank boss demanded that he order an alcoholic beverage, which in my experience is really weird because usually when you go out and the company's paying the tab, like, everybody's just kind of, like, looking around the table, waiting to see if anyone's going to have the balls to order, like, a wine. And it's everybody's just like, water, sparkling water. Do you got any iced tea or lemonade? And then finally somebody orders a beer, and it's like, all right, cool, it's going to be that kind of party.
I don't know. My company dinners have gone a little different, but that's just me.
I don't know. Maybe it's the companies I work for, but usually, like, you know, you go to one of these company dinners. If you know the company's paying, everybody's a little hesitant. But apparently, at this bank, they go all out, and this guy didn't order an alcoholic beverage, and the boss was not taking that shit. So the boss isn't even the guy that slapped him. He had another executive slap him in the face.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so he tells, like, the VP or something, just, slap this fucking guy.
And he did?
Of course he did. I mean, you know, it came from the boss. Anyway.
Executives make, like, literally multiple six figures, and they're going to jeopardize that because one guy won't order a beer? That makes no sense.
Well, I mean,
none.
Maybe, you know, they wanted him to be on the same level. Anyway, the employee, he of course took his experience and he put it online. And the episode really took off on social media. So the bank actually had to come out and publicly apologize to the employee. They said they've deducted some of the pay of of both of the executives, and they've issued warnings for drunken misconduct, but they both still have a job.
Wow, it sounds like everyone in that story got off real easy. Like, I could easily see that being a settlement, like a lawsuit type settlement, with both directors losing their jobs. Like, that's crazy.
They must be good at what they do. I don't
No, not that good. I mean, I'd hate to know what happens if you actually, like, mess up an expense report. Like, Jesus.
They slap you twice. they wring your neck.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. This one, tough. I could absolutely see it going down in Miami, for sure. But, the fact that everybody was so lenient makes me think that this was more of a New York type situation, just because I feel like, I don't know, everything's always like 10 times more in a place like New York or Los Angeles. Like, you just see, you know, the Harvey Weinsteins of the world getting away with stuff. So I'm going to bet not Florida. All
right. Your logic was pretty sound, and you are correct.
Woo! That was a tiebreaker right there.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker.
So you are correct. Good job. I got to tell you where it was, though. So you figured this out when you were like, how come they didn't get fired? How come they didn't get sued? It's because it wasn't even in America. You try this in New York, you're just going to get sued for even more money. But this happened in China.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah. It over there, apparently it's like a huge thing. Like, they've got like this massive drinking culture with their businesses. So it wasn't just that like they thought he was a pussy or whatever. They thought like he was being disrespectful. So they, you know, he's just lucky.
What happens if you're like a recovering alcoholic in China? Like, I guess you have to move out of China.
If you're a recovering alcoholic, they probably put you in a death camp and harvest your organs.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that too.
Maybe they make you, make shoes for LeBron for 25 cents now.
Oh, God. All right. Well, look, let's just move on to the final story in this game of the night. This is our final headline for Florida or the field, and no pressure. But if you get this right, we'll have a tie game.
All right. So I've got to get it right. Can I just guess now? I've got a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, you can.
Actually, I think it's better if I get the information. All right.
You know what? That was going to be so much more fun, but fine. I'll give you the information.
It's probably better content.
Okay. Here's the headline. Man steals scratch-off ticket from store. Tries to cash winning tickets at the same place. So, this is a genius who actually, his grand crime, his, big haul was to steal 13 scratch-offs from a convenience store.
Wow.
Now, this move did in fact pay off because one of these tickets was a big winner. $30. Okay? Now, this idiot apparently only knows one place in his city that you can do scratch-offs at. There's only one place to steal them. There's only one place to cash them in. Now, is that accurate? No. Is that how this criminal thought? Yes. So, in that logic, he went back to the scene of the crime to cash in his big winner and was immediately arrested.
I mean, how fucking stupid. So, you did a great job of breaking this down. I'm not going to further break down his moronicism, if that's even a word.
Moronicism.
Wow, what a goddamn idiot. All right. Florida or not Florida? See, I want to say this probably happened in, outside of Sunnyvale. Because it sounds like some goddamn Trailer Park Boys shit. I don't know. Florida's scratch-offs are big, and there are a lot of idiots here, but there's also, convenience stores on every other block, so I don't really see why you'd go back to the same place unless you just didn't care. So I want to say this might have been, in a small town, maybe one of those small Midwest towns where everybody's on meth, and they might only have, one, convenience store or whatever. But let's see. The last story I think was Florida. All right, I'm just gonna say Florida.
Wow, I was actually rooting for you, and I was so afraid you were going to get it wrong, but you got it right.
Aha! I got it right. I'm the winner. Yes.
No, you're not the winner.
Yes, I am, because we're getting a call, and that means that I won. So anyway, hey, looks like we got a call here. It's 415 area code. So
all right, whatever. This should be good. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, my name is Abraham. I am calling from San Francisco, California.
Okay, well, thanks for calling in, Abraham. What made you decide to give us a ring?
Oh, I'm listening to your program, and I thought it'd be fun to talk and chat a little, because you're talking about my line of work. I work at a convenience store. I see this kind of thing all the time. It's so crazy. These people, they think that we don't remember because we get such high traffic,
Right. Well, yeah, I would think that you couldn't remember everybody, but you might remember the person who stole 13 scratch-offs from you.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember everybody. Everybody that comes in. I don't care if you come in. I work at a 7-Eleven here on Market in San Francisco. I don't care if you buy one donut with sparkles and a coffee. I don't care if you buy the copy of the Chronicle. I don't care if you try to hold up the store at gunpoint. I will remember you. I'm very observant. So that's why this man was a moron.
Right. Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That makes sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe. The people here in San Francisco, they think that if this was my primary responsibility, I'd be arresting them left and right. But luckily for the people here, I have a much larger purpose that I serve here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, it's good to hear that you have such pride in your work. Do you own your convenience store?
Oh no. The convenience store is how you say? It's a cover. I have a different calling. There's an incursion. It's occurring right now here in San Francisco, really the whole Bay Area. There's an incursion, and it's my job to, to end it. Yes, to put a stop to it.
Are you like a contact tracer? Or
Contact tracer. That's wonderful. Yes, contact. Yes, I'm a contact tracer. I guess you could say, except for I do not track the coronavirus. No, it's a different type of virus. Look, I just tell you. So right now, San Francisco is being invaded by a horde of violent, very, very evil people, former people. I don't know if you can call them people exactly.
Okay, hold on. I mean, I know California has an immigration problem, but that's pretty horrible to say.
No.
I mean,
immigration. That's wonderful. No. I'm talking about vampires. Yes, I am a vampire hunter. Sorry?
You're what?
A vampire hunter. There's vampires and all over San Francisco, and it's been very, very, very big spike, I guess you could say, in the vampiric activity over the last several years. And it is my responsibility to execute, to send them back to Satan.
Okay, yes. Very, very funny. Yeah, thank you for calling in.
No, it's not. It is not funny at all. They may blend into the general population. You may have even seen them in your area. They tend to look very disheveled. They wear old clothes. They have a bit of a rank smell, and it is because they live in the grave. They live in the daytime. They go and they sleep in the grave. And they cover themselves in the coffin dirt. But you see them out and about at night. They prey upon society. You see them drinking the blood out there in the open.
You're taking this prank call a little far, guy. I mean, really.
No, there's no prank. You see them, they have the bottles with the red liquid inside. It may say on the outside, Boone's Farm. It may say MD 2020. This is a very, very weak disguise. It is filled with the blood of human beings who they've drained of the blood. Some of the vampires, yes.
So you're saying that you're hunting?
Correct. Yes.
People.
No, they once were people. They are undead. They're undead, and it is my responsibility to make them permanently so. Yes.
So you identify them as vampires because...
Yes, vampires.
Because they're drinking wine on the street?
No, they do not drink wine. They put the blood, they drain the blood of the innocent, and they disguise it in the bottles of wine. Some of them will actually put it in a syringe, and you see them injecting the blood into their veins directly with the syringe. These are some of the more weaker vampires, the vampires that need to take a direct transfusion. If they do not get enough of the blood, you find them in a torpor. You see them collapsed on a park bench. You see them in alleyways. You may find them resting in a dumpster, and they just need to find more blood. And that is why I stake them. I have my crossbow.
You what?
Yes, I have a crossbow, and I have bolts of silver to pierce their heart. And I have a sword.
Bombs.
Excuse me?
It sounds like you're just killing homeless people who are addicted
No, they are not homeless.
Drugs.
No, they are not homeless. They live in the cemeteries of San Francisco, but
because
they emerge.
They're homeless.
Homeless.
You're murdering people, man. What the fuck?
I did not. So wait, hold on, man. So you're saying that there's a chance these aren't vampires?
There's like 110% chance that they're not vampires. I am 1,000% certain you're killing people.
I didn't mean it. I mean, sorry, I forget. I mean, I am Abraham Van Helsing. That is my real name. I am sure they are vampires.
You're
you forget
this psychopath. What the?
I did not do
this.
Goodbye.
Oh, that is is he killing people?
I mean, that was really bizarre. It sounded like something straight out of What We Do in the Shadows. Like, what the hell was that?
We get some weird calls, but there starts. I don't know. I just
okay. You know what? Tiebreaker. Was that? Well, wait. No, we already know the area code. I was about to say, was that Florida or the?
That was in California. I am the winner.
Stop it.
All right. Anyway, we've got to play Vinny's commercial. So.
All right. Let's get to it.
All right.
It's me! It's Vinny V, baby! And if that name rings a bell, it's because I've been the premier handicapper at every sports book in Vegas since 1988! And now, I'm taking my talents to podcasting every week on Vegas Victories with Vinny V and Ray Ray Robinson. If you're tired of being bored into a coma by that sanitized plop on ESPN Radio and Fox Sports, and if you want to get your sports news and commentary from a bigoted, foul-mouthed pervert instead, come on, Vinny. I mean, nobody want to hear that foul-mouthed pervert mess, man. Do it over. Rewind it. Shut up, Ray Ray. It's called a niche. I mean, we're not exactly going for the Mike in the Morning crowd. Anyway, tune in every Friday night at 7:30 Eastern, exclusively on anchor.fm/Vegas Victories.
All right. Are we back?
We are back. You know, I gotta say, I can't believe I've seen some of the numbers lately. Vinny's got a lot of people listening to that show.
Yeah, I think he's taking off.
Yeah, which is crazy. I never would have expected, because like when he makes appearances on our show, it's wildly inappropriate, and he's such a fucking creep. But I guess people love that sports gambling thing.
Look, somebody's got to make a podcast for the John Taffers of the world.
Yeah, you know, like I guess that Ray Ray Robinson he caught him doing drugs or something, so he suspended him. He's got like different guests now. Like I listened to the one last Friday. There was some crazy like pro wrestler, and the week before there was that lunatic mascot guy. Like I don't know. It's a funny show.
Isn't it like in sports? Like, isn't it well known that everyone does drugs? I mean, I don't understand why he'd suspend him, but
no, he was embarrassed by it's a whole thing. He didn't like the type of drugs he was doing or something.
Okay, maybe he just didn't like that Ray Ray wasn't sharing his drugs.
Most likely, yeah.
Now, after all of that, let's just double down on the insanity and move on to a really fun topic. We've got a male Karen in the headline.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah. So, this gentleman, whose name is Tim Gaskin, is a former LGBTQ talk show host who went shopping at his local Marshalls without his mask on.
Wait, he was shopping at Marshalls?
Apparently.
I thought those people were supposed to have, like, style.
Hey, you know what? You can find some good stuff at Marshalls.
What do I know?
Now, when employees confronted him and asked him to either, put a mask on or leave the store, which, they're a private business, they have the right to do that, he insisted that he was absolutely allowed to not wear a mask. He did not have to leave. If they made him leave, they'd be fined like tens of thousands of dollars. And he did this all within a profanity-laced homophobic rant. So he was using like homophobic slurs to talk to these people. And then at one point in the conversation, for like literally no reason at all, he gave like no preface, no preamble, no explanation after he'd done it, but just out of nowhere, he just casually unzipped his pants and just presented his penis in public. Like, oh yeah, check it out. Like, it was so bizarre. And he did all of this while he was perfectly aware that he was being filmed. And despite his background in media, he antagonized them further, claiming that only 5 people were going to see the now viral video.
I mean, what the fuck? So, This was Anderson Cooper?
No. I wish.
I heard you say LGBT talk show host going on a nonsensical rant. I figured. No, I don't really have a lot. Maybe when he pulled
I don't think Anderson Cooper shops at Marshall's. Okay, like let's be real.
Oh my God, no, this is amazing. I mean, we've got the gay guy calling people, gay slurs. And then
what the hell is that about?
Yeah, and then he just whipped it out.
Yeah, he didn't say a damn word about it.
He wasn't like, "Oh, you want me to wear a mask? Put a mask on this."
Right, like literally, you just hear the zipper unzipper and it's just there all of a sudden, and you're just like, and he has this look on his face, like, got you now. Mm-hmm. What you gonna do about that?
That's the ultimate explanation point to any argument. If things aren't going your way, if they're not listening to your attempt at rationality, just pull it out. Just drop your pants.
Pull that shit on me. I am not having it.
The pants are coming off, just like Randy Bobandy. Maybe he was trying to illustrate that meme that these mask advocates keep sharing, like on Facebook, where they're like, what does it say? It says like, if you're wearing a mask and you sneeze, it's like if you're wearing pants and you pee, you're not going to get pee on anybody. And that they think that's like the ultimate argument. Maybe he's like, oh, well, you don't have any policy about pants, so maybe I'll pee on you.
I mean, that's some weird fucking logic.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of it.
Then again, the liberals and the mask people do have a lot of weird logic, so maybe it fits. I don't know.
I'm surprised it didn't work, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that should have ended the argument right there, but apparently,
talk about a pattern interrupt.
Not that intimidating, and the argument continued, so.
They just kept it going. Like, it's just out now, but that's not even the point anymore.
They were just like, yeah, you still have to leave the store. Now probably more so.
He's like, all right, well, I'll leave, but, my penis is leaving with me, so, you missed out.
I would fucking hope so.
All right, let's just move on. So, and frankly, to be fair to the guy in the last story, face masks can be pretty expensive. Maybe he couldn't afford one.
What? They're like $10.
Well, maybe if you want one of those useless bandanas, or like a plastic face shield, but if you really want protection against COVID, one Israeli jeweler has rolled out some major bling for true pandemic fashionistas. He rolled out an 18-karat white gold, diamond-encrusted coronavirus face mask that's valued at $1.5 million.
Okay, let me get this straight. They're thinking someone's going to pay $1.5 million for a face mask that's probably heavy as shit and makes you look like, I don't know, like a blinged out Bane from Batman? Like, what?
I mean, what's the point of having all this fucking bling on and nobody can even see who you are?
Right.
I could see it if it was like some rapper or something and he just wanted to look like he was super rich. But whoever is buying this mask, I can't even see his face. It's even more pointless. But
you can probably see his face. I have a hard enough time keeping my mask on when I'm out and about in the store. If I try to talk or even as I'm just walking around, it tends to fall down. Imagine if you have something that weighs fucking 5 pounds attached to your face.
Yeah, but I mean, apparently he's got to make a point. 1.5 million. I mean, the guy actually demanded. It was for a private buyer, so it's not like they were just being greedy and making a super expensive face mask. They don't do that kind of thing over there. But no, it's for a private buyer, and he demanded that this is the most expensive coronavirus mask to be produced in the world.
Okay, I have to guess. Was the private buyer Magic Johnson?
Basketball player?
Yeah, I mean, he injected money into his veins to cure HIV. Don't you watch South Park?
I forgot about
I know, it's lame. I know. But it fits. So,
No, I don't think it was Magic Johnson. I don't think he's afraid of any kind of a virus. But, I mean, how funny would it be if this guy, whoever the fuck it is, if he spends all this money on this thing and then he still catches the virus? I mean, half the tests are false positives anyway. I mean, it's probably going to happen, honestly.
You know, to be fair, in one way, this mask is probably a lot better protection than a fabric mask. I mean, ain't no virus particles getting through solid, 18 karat gold.
Neither is air. He's going to suffocate. But he's going to look good. He's going to look like a goddamn Egyptian mummy.
I mean, just imagine if, like, he buys this mask and then, like, literally in 2 weeks they announce, you know what, coronavirus is over.
No, that doesn't happen until November 4th.
Like, at least this guy won't forget his mask at the table when he's leaving a restaurant, like I do.
Good point.
Now let's check in on Florida man who's encountering his own challenges with personal protective equipment. In Central Florida, a 36-year-old man named Travis Smith entered a lift with another man and a 7-year-old boy. So they were just catching a taxi ride. Now, this guy, Smith, did appear to be drunk at the time. So I don't know where he and his
Wait, so this is a weird story. He's some drunk is just hanging out with some other just random dude and a child?
Apparently.
When does that happen?
I mean, maybe he knocked a few too many back at the AMC movie theater or something. I don't know, but...
That's just drunk Uncle Larry, you know.
Pretty weird. Now, it gets wilder because he started questioning the Lyft driver about the plastic partition that the driver had installed in his car. This was like a clear plastic sheet that he had paid to have professionally installed to protect him from any germs that, his passengers might be carrying.
All right.
This partition apparently really angered the drunken Smith, who tore down the petition and then put the driver in a chokehold while he was driving the car, which caused him to lose control of the vehicle.
Okay, I mean, forget about Corona. He really doesn't care about his safety. He's like, I got into this vehicle because I want to fucking die today. And if I'm not going to die from catching this fucking virus, which... of course isn't gonna happen because you put this plastic shield up. We're gonna do it the hard way, motherfucker. I mean, I get a little bit of irritation. I kind of understand it because everybody's sick of all this coronavirus stuff. I mean, it's been going on far too long. Nobody's fucking buying it anymore. But how is it harming him,
How is this partition even like that big of a deal? It's not like you have to wear your mask in the car. He put the petition up. If anything, it's like doing you a favor.
And they've got, does he remember in the long, faraway days of 5 years ago when we had this thing called taxis?
Right.
Taxis have a partition, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's normal.
Yeah, exactly. If anything, it's great because you don't know. I mean, I've had Lyft drivers who smell bad before.
They all smell bad.
I'd be glad to have a partition. Anyways, this guy, choked out the driver. The car, lost control of the vehicle. And essentially this guy was charged with battery and child abuse because the move that he pulled put the 7-year-old kid at risk.
Yeah, I mean, terrible end of the story. At least they didn't get in a car wreck, but the good news though for this fucking Florida drunk is he probably got released from jail as soon as they booked him because you can't have anybody in jail catching the coronavirus.
Look, if anything, this is just going to show that people have been cooped up for far too long. And now that we're letting them back into society, they don't know how to behave. They've just spent 8 months playing nothing but Grand Theft Auto, and they've been released back into the world. It's not going to go well.
Good point. Good damn point. On that note, I've just got one more story in the stack. Let's wrap it up. So in our final story of the night, one California moron decided to answer that age-old question from Smokey and Friday. How you get fired on your day off?
Oh boy.
So the 19-year-old fast food employee decided that going viral on TikTok was more important than anything, printed in her employee handbook or that's just common fucking sense at a job. So she went to social media. She went on TikTok to share secret menu items from Chick-fil-A, where she worked. She also shared a bunch of ways to trick the chain into giving you more food for less money.
I was really picturing something a lot worse than this. I was picturing her putting on her employee uniform and doing a striptease or something.
That's typical TikTok shit. This day and age, they might put that in a commercial. It'd say something like, "In these trying times, we're all in this together. But check this out. Wendy from Wendy's is stripping down."
Oh my god!
Now on stage, the fucking AT&T girl.
One thing I do have to say, the big downside to this, to be honest, is the fact that she shared this to TikTok. So I gotta say, I don't think it's fair that now all the Chinese spies are gonna pay less for a spicy chicken sandwich than we do. That's not cool.
Yeah, worse, they're gonna get a free combo upgrade. I mean,
wow.
No, but I mean, the craziest part about this is, that this girl got 2.5 million views. So you'd think that, she parlayed her shitty fast food job into success. I mean, nobody wants to flip burgers for, forever. But she's mad about this, and she doesn't understand why she got fired. She's out there saying "I'm a great employee. I'm a perfect employee. I don't understand how I could lose my job."
She was a great employee. She's literally costing them money. The whole purpose of a business is to make money. What is up with the youth of America?
They don't understand the concept.
You're supposed to make money. That's why you start a business.
I mean, literally the only reason to have a human being at a job like that, rather than just getting a chicken flipping robot, is because they're not going to cost you as much money. I mean, all you have to do is put the food on the grill, put it in a bag.
Now that may not be true. I mean, up front, yes, but
yeah,
they start posting videos to TikTok, that robot's looking pretty good.
I don't see Johnny Five going on the internet "Okay, here you go. You can get the employee discount with this code." We're getting way off the rails. Oh boy, just on time. I was going to say we could wrap, but we're getting a call in. 303 area code. Do you want to take it?
Oh my god. You know what? I honestly don't, but...
Then fuck them. All right, let's...
No. We'll take it. All right. Fine. All right. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah. This is Doug in Denver.
Oh my god. Why do you keep calling into our show, Doug?
I don't have anything better to do.
Clearly.
It's a stupid job,
You're still employed?
No, dude. Yeah, but I got a different job because the last place I was at, they freaked out on me because I was messing with the food or whatever. So I had to find a different job. So,
yeah, clearly. I think I remember you were pissing in it. So
yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, yeah. Whatever. I can tell you right now. You ever eat at a restaurant? You've eat a pee before.
Okay. You know what? That is just not true. But
you probably eat a booger too.
Right.
So,
Jesus, what the fuck are you calling in for?
Well, you're talking about this girl saying she's bad at her job working at the chicken place, and that made me think about me because I work at a chicken place now.
Oh, I can imagine I can imagine you're their employee of the month.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I haven't been here a month yet, but I got a promotion already, so.
Really?
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, it's this place called Chicky Fried Chicken, Chicky Fried Chicken here in Denver, and they serve fried chicken.
Right.
And I was working in the kitchen, and the manager said, he didn't want me working in the kitchen no more.
Shocking.
So now. I'm the face of, I'm the face of the company.
What's
so, well, I'm the Chicky, Chicky the chicken.
You're gonna have to explain that a little further.
You know, God, like, so I wear the costume. You know, it's this yellow chicken costume, and you know, I go out and I wave on the road, and I hold up the sign, and like I say, you know, to everybody like passing by and like the kids and stuff, I say, hey, you know, call the Chicky Fried Chicken. You know, it's really good. Like, so some of the employees wash their hands sometimes. The owner.
Maybe you shouldn't advertise that one, but yeah, I mean that sounds like a more appropriate job for you.
Yeah, I say, hey, fucking come on down, dude. Like, we weren't picking our nose right before we dropped the tenders in the fryer.
Were you?
Of course, bro. And I tell and when I was working there, I wasn't scratching my scratching my nuts.
You don't need to tell us all the things that you're not doing, Doug. Okay, like.
I say, hey, you want some crabs with your chicken?
Stop it.
They're free.
Stop it.
Because Larry has crabs and he works at the fryer now.
You know what, Doug? Honestly, I mean, do you even get to interact with the customers? I mean, aren't you just standing on the side of the road? Like, I mean, does anybody ever talk to you?
Yeah. No, sometimes I stand in front of the restaurant and I, as they're coming in, I say, hey, you know, welcome to Chicky Fried Chicken. You know, thanks for coming. You know, we appreciate your business. Our chicken didn't expire last week. We didn't drop it on the floor and then just stick it back in the freezer.
Oh, Doug, you know, can I ask you what people's reactions are when you do this?
I don't know. It's not my job. I just got to tell them, you know, good things about the chicken. So, you know, I tell them.
What you're doing, I mean, it's not good things. What you're saying is incredibly suspicious, horrible things.
I say, you know, we don't have.
Funny. It's not funny.
We don't have rats and roaches in the kitchen. You know, just running around, skittering around.
Most people would assume you don't have rats and roaches. You don't need to explicitly state that. That makes me think that you do, in fact, have rats and roaches in the kitchen.
Yeah, well, guess what?
What?
You'd be wrong.
I'd be wrong on what count? You do or you don't?
Hey, come on down to Chicky Fried Chicken. Are you feeling lucky today?
You know what, Doug? You honestly sound. I'd rather have TikTok girl, honestly, working at my business. I really would.
Well, we kind of had something like that. We got this chick named Angela, and let's just say maybe it wasn't all that, you know, clean on the counter where we cut up the chicken.
Oh, Doug, you know what? That's disgusting. I've had enough out of you. Please stop calling our show.
If you guys want to see the video, you can go online to www.
Please. Yeah, you know what? Goodbye, Doug.
That guy is consistently the worst employee anywhere ever.
How does he keep getting employed? Like, every time we talk to him, he's basically, like, committing crimes. He's, I mean, like, last time he was pissing in people's food. He was working at the damn suicide prevention hotline telling people to just do it. I mean, I can't remember every job he's had, but he's got to be the worst employee in America.
Honestly, I hate to say it, but I think he just hasn't found his true calling. Doug clearly belongs in local government.
Good point. I was going to say he could work for us. I mean, we need a phone screener. And,
oh, God.
And he's lazy. I mean,
it couldn't get any worse, but that would definitely not be good.
All right. Well, I guess that's enough show for today. It looks like we actually ran a little bit over, so you're welcome, America. Little bonus content for you. But thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for tuning in.
Brother, you better get down on your knees and pay 1,000 buckles are being born.
fucking name.